So let's see, now if I were to push this button here... Hey! It worked! Hi folks! I've changed the furniture. It's 50th show. I am as startled as anyone that this is the 50th show. I mean, I'm happy about it. Hey, Michael. Yes, you have successfully YouTubed. How does the chat window look? You notice we have, this way. We have chat now happening here. Messages that are kind of flipping up. I was playing around with it, trying to get to the right amount of space. I'm looking. It looks like I'm looking at the chat, which is hilarious. So this is the new furniture. I've been messing around with OBS and the template. On my phone, it is so small. Yeah, the chat is definitely small no matter what we do with it, unfortunately. Especially for phones and tablets. So my biggest goal is to have something fairly coherent for the playbacks and for the people that are watching on slightly larger screens. I'm hoping that's at least mildly coherent on a tablet. I guarantee nothing on phones. But when you play it back, you'll actually be able to see me interacting with that stuff over there. Because it's not really a Tobias show unless there's some kind of interaction with the audience. This is show 50, which is just nuts. But as you can see, I've got like the date up over here. I got this whole thing here. You'll notice that the screen is the same size, at least the same proportions, because I am once again using my phone. And that is because with the Logitech phone, you know, the Logitech camera rather, you want to see what that looks like. That's really weird. I can actually show you what the Logitech camera looks like as far as the amount of space that it actually has. It has, this is going to be so hilarious. Welcome to live in person. Ah, there it is. See, that's the Logitech camera, and it's like small. This is not the 970. This thing right here is this 270i Chinese box, and it's a good camera, but it doesn't quite have all of what I want. It definitely does not have as big a field as I like, so I'm just going to hide that away again. Go away. Boink. There we go. Hey, and now we're back. Isn't that weird? So I've been also move the song titles and stuff up here, including a bit where it tells you that I'm actually rambling. I can do that now, which I think is amazing. I also have a chat window in OBS, so I can actually see like all of Michael's comments, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm pretty sure that there is about a 15-second to 30-second delay on YouTube, and definitely a 30-second delay or so on Facebook, and that's because I'm sending this out to Restream, which is then sending it out to Facebook and Twitter. Sorry, Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. I am officially a Twitcher. So I'm a horrible human being. I'm a terrible person. But let's get on with the thing here. This is the 50th show, and it seemed like a kind of a big deal, so I wanted to kind of make a bit of a big deal about it. Adjust the microphone a little bit. This is currently in stereophonic mode, which means that you have a left-hand side and a right-hand side. Or for you watching at home, You have a left-hand side and a right-hand side. And it means that it actually moves me back and forth between your earphones if you're using those. So much complicated technology. All operated by a guy who's basically going, I want to sing songs for my friends. And now look where I am. I have a semi-professional video streaming rig, an expensive microphone, a silly hat. Oh yeah, this could happen to you, so be warned. I wanted to do songs that, most of which I want to do stuff that was what brought me to the dance. Because y'all are here, and that's cool. And I see 3 people are watching me, and that's awesome. Oh, wait, 8 people are watching me. Oh, man, I can see how many people are watching me. You're lurking. That's okay. Lurking is fine. You don't all have to interact with me once. But I wanted to do songs that I felt like brought me to the dance, and then throw a couple of different ones in just because it's me and it's my show, and I'm going to do 5 songs, and I can bloody well do 5 songs. Let's start with what brought me to the dance, really. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got brown or sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. This is about the right speed we need here. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town. And he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. I usually play this thing about, like, you know, some kind of coked up squirrel. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. You can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Jingle bang, jingle bang, jingle bang, jingle. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my friend in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? I was laughing because I know what I'm going to do next. But yeah, pirate. With pointy ears. Elf pirate. And gossamer wings. Fairy elf pirate. And a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs! Vampire Scottish demon fairy elf pirate! And a foxtail. Nobody knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about you. I guess I'll end this song. There we go, and we're off and we're running, and it's a good thing. Hi, folks. Welcome to the Troubadork 50th show. Show 50, 50, the big 50, they said. I noticed that the comments that are showing up for YouTube, are you seeing comments on the book face?
Yeah.
You are seeing comments on the book face? Yes. That is downright weird. Alright, so we're seeing some delays in the comments on the book face, which is wacky as all heck. Technology is being strange to me again today. Well, what the heck? Let's pull up a backup plan. Always good to have one. Backup plan. There's a backup plan right there. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we're going to go over to my thing over here. And I'm moving technology around. This is called just making it up as we freaking go along. Yes. Yeah, I see it too, Rick. Yeah, we're getting comments, but we're not getting comments. That is so odd. Delays are. Yes, they are delays. Yeah, but there's like 5 minutes and 6 minutes, and I'm seeing the comments. There we go. Hey, Miranda showed up. It likes Miranda. Maybe it doesn't like the California folks, because Chris and Rick are both on the West Coast. Yeah, 50 episodes. Miranda Valley, I'm seeing her. Well, not she showed up on the chatter window, but she's also showed up in the Facebook feed.
Now she showed up in the chat.
Yes, remember there's a delay on Facebook as well.
Yeah. Well, no, she showed up on the Facebook, but it took a while before it got up onto the chatter.
That's weird. It's all weird. Anyway, I know you're out there. I can see you. I can see you watching me, and I appreciate that a great deal. Really, when I started doing this stuff, it was literally a way to kill time because we initially, my day job, was going to have a test day on the Wednesday before Texas declared, okay, everybody work from home, to test to make sure we could do it. And it was a true spectacular madness fandango. And then we worked on Thursday from home because, well, the governor said to. And that's when I said, you know what, I'm gonna do something. I want to do something, and I did it. And y'all watched, and that's how this works. And I appreciate it a great deal. That's right, Shadow of Carpe Diem Comics. Carpe Diem Comics, the official emotional support comic shop for Tobias the Adequate, and all the things Tobias the Adequate does is getting their ceiling tiles replaced today. And so that's what the question about the ceiling is all about. Rick is checking delay time. I think the delay time is pretty astonishing right now for the West Coast. I have no idea. I don't know what server this is coming through to, or from, or out of, but yeah, I mean, I'm literally seeing. I have not seen Rick's comments or the West Coast comments on this side here or not. Yeah. Welcome to Tech Support IT Deduction While You Learn. We'll get it all done. You know, it's not a perfect system, and of course the problem is that once we start putting these over here, then we got to pay attention to them and interact with them. My real goal would be to see if the West Coast folks are all delayed or not, and they're all checking in. Like Rick's on a PC, but he's also in California, and I don't know if this is going through some kind of weird, wacky, loopy thing or not. I have no clue. It's all very confusing, really. It's all very confusing. Yeah. Seconds. Yes, indeed. The delay is about 15 seconds. No, wait, seconds. Okay, we're going to get through that. How about I do another song? The Friend from Faire song was the one that, said, you know what, I could do this at a Renaissance Festival. And then I got booked for Texas Furry Fiesta up in Dallas, and which was good because I didn't get booked to do Scarborough for various and sundry reasons. None of which I'm really taking personal because, let's be honest about this, it's their show. I would love to do these shows, but what I was asking for and what they had, they didn't match up, so that was all right. And then this song came along, which is, of course, Cameron's song. Oh, by the way, I should mention this. Let me see. Do I have the Possums? I do. We actually have... Let me scooch over this way a little bit. We did have a conversation about the Possums in a Trenchcoat. I wrote this song because my friend Cameron declared that they were, in fact, 3 possums in a trenchcoat. And if 3 possums in a trenchcoat is funny, 6 possums in a trenchcoat is freaking hilarious. And I wrote this song. And then I got Mel White, who I knew from way back in the day, to do a commission for me. And these are the 6 possums in a trench coat right over here. They are, going from the top, we have Geraldine, then either Bob or Roberto, Sophia, Cameron, now Roberto or Bob, and George, also known as Hatchback. So if you're wondering about the Possums, that's who they are, and that's roughly their order at the time this picture was taken. Let's be honest, I firmly believe that they jockey for position and complain about people about possum feet and ears and stuff like that. Possums in a trench coat come to tea. They sit right at a table like you and me. Do they want another biscuit? Better give them 3, 'cause they're not really a guy. They're 6 possums in a trench coat. That's right, 3 biscuits, 6 if you split them in half. Possums in a trench coat go to town. They got themselves an Uber, couldn't flag it down. No, the driver wouldn't stop though. He just kept on going 'cause he didn't want to drive. 6 possums in a trench coat. Marsupial profiling. Possums in a trench coat see a show. Do you give them just 1 seat or the entire front row? Do the possums in the middle just peek out through the buttons? Man, I got so many questions for 6 possums in a trench coat. Branch! Possums in a trench coat on a date. Got there 20 minutes early, couldn't stand to be late. Everything turned out to go much better than expected, 'cause their date turned out to be 6 possums in a caftan. Possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat. 6 possums in a caftan. We have a Twitcher! My very first Twitcher viewer. Hi. Yes, this hat. Let us discuss the hat for a brief moment because it's just freaking hilarious. This hat is a hat made by a woman known as Lady Draw who worked the Texas Renaissance Festival circuit. She makes costumes and stuff. Or made. She has since retired. She still raises, guinea hens. And she noticed that her guinea hens shed a lot of feathers, and she started making the hats that she was making with feather decorations. And this is the second piece of Renaissance Festival costuming I ever owned as a customer. We like to say that this hat flew out of the booth, landed on my head, and I had to buy it. This hat is older than many of the people watching this show, as a matter of fact, which is saying something. Welcome to the Troubadork Show, geeky, nerdy, goofy songs for geeky, nerdy, goofy people, performed by a geeky, nerdy goof. Just you know, that's the way this works. Most of the songs I'm doing today for the 50th show, I'm still stunned by that, are songs I have been doing for a while, but there are a couple that are fairly new, relatively speaking. New being a very relative term because I've only been doing this dang show for like 3 months. 50 shows, 3 months, pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of most of the weeks. There have been a couple I've been off here and there. So, am I blowing out this microphone? The microphone seems very, very sensitive right now. I do not know. I cannot tell. I can only watch the slidey thing on the OBS over here where you cannot see. But this song is relatively new, and it is a song. I was going to go get the book and I failed to. Oh well, that's okay. We'll fix it in post. Oh no, my lovely wife, who has very patiently put up with me doing this for the last 3 months, is going to get the book. Because you see, at the Texas Renaissance Festivals that I go to, there is a fellow by the name of Oscar Hasselhoff, German Master of Defense. Thank you. Without my wife, I would be dead in a ditch on fire. And he wrote an incredibly useful treatise. A treatise so useful, in fact, I'm holding it back to you because if I held it front to you, the whole gag would be much less funny. So much so that I actually wrote a commercial jingle for the treatise itself. Not only did I write a commercial jingle for it, but I realized that I would just have to write the whole bloody song.
Because I demanded it.
Because my lovely wife, Amy, without whom I would be dead in a ditch on fire, demanded it. And so I wrote what I like to refer to as the Hasselhoff ballad. Yes, it's in C. But it's a different kind of C, because this is a song which is German. A lovely, light-hearted song about drunkenness, gambling, and defenestration. Happy subject for a family. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon my luck. Or a lot of these big Flemish guys, I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was gonna sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all my woes. Because you see, he wrote the incredibly informative booklet of self-defense, entitled Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I cleared myself out of there, and I went down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe two or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. And then I remembered the incredibly useful Hasselhoff maneuver invented by Oskar Hasselhoff, German master of self-defense. I grabbed them by the crotch, and I threw him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I had gathered quite a crowd by the great feat I did perform. I ordered me another round, for it had grown quite warm. But then time to the settled game, bills please or credit were all scorned. And though I tried to stand mine ground, mine fate was quite forewarned. For it turns out they too had read Oskar Hasselhoff's Manual of Self-Defense, and much to my shock, so they grabbed me by the crotch, yip, and they threw me out the window. Well, that was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. They grabbed me by the crotch, and they threw me out the window. Yes, it seems defenestration works as well on me as you. Everyone just grabs him by the crotch, sing once and throws him out the window. Happy, a lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grabs him by the crotch, and then throws him out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grabs him by the crotch and throws him out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. That is as close to an actual commercial for that book as I will ever do, unless I'm actually allowed to do this at the festival during one of their shows, because they actually, that Blunt Force Drama is the name of the performing group that performs at the Tournament of Champions several times a day. It involves a lot of punching and gouging and kicking and beating people in the head with things and knees to the groin and all kinds of stuff like that. Family entertainment. Ah, I do love that. Ah, we haven't scared everybody away, have we? I hope not. No, I don't think we're all still here. That's good. So, the next song I am going to do is a song that has a background. Actually, this is one I wrote before I started doing this, like any kind of seriousness at all. And that is that, you see, I was a kid back before cell phones, portable video cameras, personal computers, pretty much all that stuff. I am old. I am older than you think. That's my hairline. And I wanted to be creative back in the 60s and 70s and early 80s. And I wanted to make videos, and I wanted to do films, and I wanted to write books, and I wanted to share, sing songs and share stuff with people. And it was very hard to do back then because I was alive before cable TV. Let's just go there. And then computers came along, and it was a little less hard, but it was also kind of expensive as heck. And now we've got these little rectangles, one of which is actually acting as a camera right now. And we can make videos, and we can do songs, and we can spread stuff around, and we can share this stuff with the world. And I do, and I'm still not famous. And rather than complain about that, I decided to write a song. I wanna be internet famous. I wanna make big internet bucks. I wanna get buckets of exposure, cause not being internet famous sucks. I wanna be internet famous, cause YouTube is just like being on TV. I wanna be internet famous. If those guys can do it, hey, why not me? How the heck do you get internet famous? So, let's try that again. Play a game. Wear a hat. Put on some makeup. Show us your cat. It's all so easy. Who can blame us? Cause everybody wants to be internet famous. I wanna be internet famous. I wanna make big internet bucks. I wanna get buckets of exposure, cause not being internet famous sucks. I wanna be internet famous, cause YouTube is just like being on TV. I wanna be internet famous. If those guys can do it, hey, why not me? I have a solo. This is my first solo ever. Let's see if it works. Close enough for rock and roll. It's all so easy. Don't take no skills. Somehow the ad views pay all your bills. Remember Andy Warhol? What he did proclaim was, in 15 minutes we'll all be internet famous. I wanna be internet famous. I wanna make big internet bucks. I wanna get buckets of exposure, cause not being internet famous sucks. I wanna be internet famous, cause YouTube is just like being on TV. I wanna be internet famous. If those guys can do it, hey, why not me? Key change. We all wanna be internet famous. We wanna make them internet bucks. We wanna drown in all that exposure, cause not being internet famous sucks. We all wanna be internet famous. That's why we rant and rail and we make such a fuss. We all wanna be internet famous. If those guys can do it, hey, why not us? Oh, that's over here behind the chat window. Well, hey, it's logistical. We have had our first and second official technical fobbles, which are, it's never a Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show without a technical screw-up. The first one was when I forgot to change the title, when I went to go do Hasselhoff Ballad. Thankfully, picking up the book allowed me to reach over and hit a button. And, we have this chat thing we're still working our way through. Hey, Richard, how are y'all doing? Facebook is being weird in that there are people on the West Coast that are not catching this at the same time. And there's also weirdness in that their comments on Facebook aren't showing up in the chat here, which is very odd. I think it's some kind of wacky relay thing. I don't know. But welcome. I'm happy that you're here. You're here and you're watching, and that's good. And people come by after the show to watch this because 4 o'clock is kind of a weird time to do this. Got one more song to do before we call it a night here at the an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas. And I thought about it, what to do, and this is not a song that I started out doing in the show, but it is a song that I feel has become part of the show, and as such, I'm going to do it again because I love it. It's arguably not really a music hall song, but it sounds so much like a music hall song that it really doesn't matter. It was actually written in the 1970s by a couple of guys in Baltimore, Maryland, for a place that sells seafood. You may have guessed what it is. Wow! Now I'm actually in doubt as to the tuning, how tuned this instrument is. I mean, it's not a big deal because, as we know, the official motto of the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show here is, I'm not really very good at this. You know, one time I went through an entire day with a horribly out-of-tune instrument because my tuner's battery was dying. True story. Let's do it. Eat Bertha's mussels. They're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room. You can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a sailor came to Bertha's with a problem most severe. His manly pride had been atrophied by a voyage of 14 years. Well, he ate a plate of mussels. Now he sings in a different key. His jibboom set right, he's back there tonight, and he's not going back to sea. So eat Bertha's mussels. They're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room. You can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a lady came to Bertha's who wanted a daughter or son. The doctors had said with a shake of their head that she couldn't have either one. So she ate a plate of mussels and went home to her husband dear. She tuned up his croup, and to tell you the truth, they had triplets the very next year. So eat Bertha's mussels. They're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room. You can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, they'll cure your diarrhea, cure your constipation too. Just swallow a box for the chicken pox, for the measles, or the flu. So if you fancy a healthy life, get your daily dosage straight. A plate a day of Bertha's mussels, and you'll live till you're 98. So eat Bertha's mussels, yum, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room. You can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. And so we have come sliding in sideways on yet another in a series of incredibly hard to explain Troubadork non-commute shows. These shows will continue more or less Monday through Thursday until such time as I am required to go back to work on a regular basis in the office, which is way down yonder in the pawpaw patch. Takes about a half hour to get there, takes about a half hour to get back. That's why this is the non-commute show. This is what I do in exchange for not having to drive back from work. Tomorrow I actually have to go into the office, but I think I will be able to come back here and do another one of these darn shows. Hopefully, we will see how it goes. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me here, because without this, without you people watching, this makes no sense. And the amount of effort I've put into doing this makes even less sense. I mean, there's a hobby, there's an obsession, there's psychosis, but I am a Ren Faire guy. And I'm a performer, and if I don't do this, I get really, really irritating, according to certain parties. My wife, she loves me. That's why I'm still alive. Alright, now this time around we have some interesting changes, because you'll notice that I don't actually have a PowerPoint presentation up in the corner or over here where the microphone is. Usually it's behind the microphone. The microphone's hiding behind it there. But this is not in fact hiding behind the microphone. This is in fact live and in person. So let's talk about it a little bit here. Those are the channels here, Twitch TV, Facebook. You can support Adequacy in our lifetime by going to, here it comes, oh my gosh, look at that thing down there, patreon.com/theadequate. The tip jar, if you just want to chuck a little cash in there, is paypal.me/theadequate. And I want to thank everybody who has been so very kind and generous in throwing money at me. Y'all are astonishing and bewildering, and anything that you put into the fund goes into the technology to do this. So that's been the camera and some other stuff. Carpe Diem Comics Online .square.site is the official online shop of Carpe Diem Comics, the official emotional support comic shop of The Adequate Podcast, Tobias the Adequate's Troubadork Show, and anything else we can think of. You can find me at The Adequate on Facebook, at The Adequate on Twitter, at The Adequate on Instagram. I'm not famous enough to stream on Instagram yet. And I am Tobias the Adequate on Twitch. I am MP Laguerre and also Tobias the Adequate on YouTube. And you can go to theadequate.com, which is in dire need of being updated. I'll be working on that because I have 50 shows now that I can show off on that website. And I think that's pretty much everything. Y'all have been, once again, absolutely amazing. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Without y'all here, this makes no sense whatsoever. And so, we will gracefully fade off into the sunset, and I will leave you all with a thought. Darn. Alright, we'll try again next time.